I'm going to share something my friend Michael recently said on a call. And for context, he's essentially describing the last few weeks. And I found it pretty profound. He said, we don't actually value what we say we value what we do. Words don't mean anything, right? The proof is in what we see when we play back the tape. And he was pointing to sort of a disconnect between what he personally was saying matters to him, if someone were to ask, and how he was actually spending his time, which was essentially working a lot. And, I'm paraphrasing, obviously, recapping the convo, but he was basically like, man, I talk about how much these things mean to me, people, travel, freedom. But I look back at my life over the past, whatever it was, X many weeks or months, and it's essentially just work, work, and work. So based on my output, what do I value? Well, I value work. And this recognition prompted an awareness and a plan for change, and I just found it to be incredibly powerful. Obviously, the main point, but also the self-awareness, right? It's challenging. It's hard to view your life with that clear of a lens, to step back and really see things in totality. And see, I don't think I know of, any super detailed, complex, intricate strategy that's ever changed someone's life. It's always an adjustment to the basics, the big picture things. I'm on the wrong track. I'm off course. I'm missing what matters, right? It's correcting the dissonance in our lives. And it made me think, wow, right? Where's the disconnect between what I say, what I claim to value and how I'm living my life? Where's the gap between what I want most and how I spend my time? And so as I was thinking about this, right, there's a very specific kind of story or anecdote that comes to mind. I'm sure over the, last 11 years of me speaking and sharing and creating, I've touched on it before, but 11 years is a long time, so I'm going to repaint this picture. It's essentially an old story about a teacher or a professor standing in front of his classroom holding an empty jar. Right? He's doing a demonstration for his students, and he places a few big rocks inside the jar until they reach the top. He then asks the class, is the jar full? And the class, the students, seeing the jar filled with rocks, they nod. Yeah, it looks full. So he reaches underneath the table, has a little cup of pebbles that he pulls out, and slowly pours the pebbles into the jar. The pebbles slide through the cracks between the rocks, taking up space. So he asks again, now is it full? Students laugh a little this time. Probably not, they say. Correct. In comes the sand. He takes out another cup, pours the sand into the jar. The sand fills those spaces that even the pebbles left behind. What about now? Class is perplexed. Takes out a cup of water, pours the water in the jar. Eventually, there's no room. And the professor says, the lesson is simple. If you don't put the big rocks in first, they'll never fit. And this matches perfectly with the sentiment of Michael's story. Most of us can tell you what our big rocks are. It's family, it's health, freedom, creativity, peace, presence, adventure, love. Fill in the blank. You ask someone what matters most, and usually the answer comes quickly. But then you roll back the tape on their actual life, and you find that something else was put in the jar first. Work you don't like, or work you're not passionate about, or notifications, or obligation, distraction, noise, survival mode. And by the time we finally make room for the things we swear matter most, there is no room left. That's what struck me so deeply about that conversation. He said something incredibly honest. I don't think we actually value the things we say we value. I think we value what we repeatedly do. And that makes perfect sense, right? Our lives are already telling the truth. Maybe the calendar is honest. Our habits are honest. The repetition is honest, not our intentions. In fact, I had a 5th grade teacher who used to constantly say the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Maybe a tough lesson for 5th grade, but it stuck. Because the truth is, life fills up quietly, right? No one wakes up one day and consciously decides, I'm gonna neglect the things I love. Yeah, I'm gonna skip everything that matters. No, it happens gradually. It's like one postponed trip, one more late night, one more waiting to live, one more season of saying, once things calm down, it's go time. But life never completely calms down. The stars never align. There's never a perfect. Which means self-awareness becomes everything. The ability to stop and ask, what actually fills my jar? Because if the big rocks really matter, they can't be what we squeeze in afterwards. They have to go in first. So maybe the question isn't what do you want? Maybe the real question is, what does your life suggest you want? Our days leave fingerprints. Our habits tell stories. Our calendars become evidence. And eventually, whether we meant to or not, we become the product of what repeatedly fills our jar. That's the uncomfortable part, but it's also the hopeful part. From the pain comes the answer. Because just like Michael, once you become aware of that disconnect, once you finally see the gap between what you say matters and what your life reflects, you can change it. You empower yourself. Maybe not through massive reinvention or a perfect plan, but through the courage to do the things that matter first, to put the big rocks in first, to stop treating the things that matter like leftovers. Because just like a meaningful life is rarely lost all at once, a beautiful life is also built quietly, one intentional day at a time, one aligned decision at a time, one moment where you stop, look honestly at the tape, and decide, no. These are the things that matter most to me, and starting now, they are where I'll point my compass. Silence is loud. Places I never went, the action I never took, things I didn't say, they still ring in my ears. They echo across time, but not in the way you might think. See, they arrive and fall before me at my feet, not as regret, but as a reminder that life isn't over. They appear, rather, as an invitation to transcend past limitation and step into that ever-elusive idea we often refer to as what can be. Do you remember that feeling being a kid, let's say 2nd grade? Put yourself in a desk, looking up to the front of the classroom. Teacher asks a question, and you know the answer. Well, at least you're pretty sure you know. But there's a seed of doubt. What if it misses the mark? What if it's not quite there? You mull it over and ultimately keep your hands in your pockets and your head down, only for someone else to raise their hand. The teacher chooses them, they answer the question. They give the same answer you were going to give. Not only correct, but wow, excellent, nailed it. That was a tough one, too. Round of applause. Good job, Student X. Student X, with possessing both the right answer and the courage to be wrong, if that's the result fate were to cast upon him. And the thought, it replays in your mind. It's like, I was going to say that. I knew that. And then suddenly there's a shift. Student X's response gets quieter and quieter. It fades into the background. What was said is no longer relevant. All you can hear now are the jarring, droning echoes dispersed from the abyss your nothingness created. Your silence screams so loud that it penetrates every ounce of your being. The question, it was trivial. The response didn't matter. It was never about that, was it? It was rather a microcosm of the crossroads we face in life over and over again, way beyond second grade. The question, do we act and risk the fall in exchange for the mountaintop, or do we pause, hesitate, and invite into our worlds a silence so excruciating it cannot be outrun? A silence that covers every corner of your reality, a silence that moves where you move and goes where you go. It lives until you find the courage to speak. Every once in a while, it's beyond valuable to be reminded that life is finite. It doesn't seem like it right now. It doesn't seem like it from your desk or out the car window as you drive your kids to school. It doesn't seem like it in traffic. It doesn't seem like it in the weight room by yourself or putting your thoughts to paper at the kitchen table before the rest of the world wakes up. But none of this, my friends, is here to stay. It all goes, every single thing. And so here's the switch I'm advocating be made. In soccer and in hockey, when a team's losing by one very late in the second half or third period, they often pull the goalie, leaving their own net wide open. How vulnerable. But in doing so, they simultaneously increase their odds to score, because the goalie now acts as another attacker. Again, it is a gamble for sure. But down by one, when time is running out, who cares? It gives you a chance. And I don't see how life is any different. We're all here for a length of time that equates to a blink of an eye. We are a raindrop in a thunderstorm. The siren is about to sound. The whistle is about to blow. In a million years, why would you not pull the goalie? Why would you sit there in a self-created silence wondering what life could have looked like if only you gave more? This is the one and only opportunity to pour all of yourself into something before something becomes nothing and the march of time leaves you in the rear view. Yeah, maybe you win and maybe you don't. But the ticking clocks, they're playing a different game altogether, and to win yours, you must understand theirs. Silence is louder than a swing and a miss. It's louder than a courageous soul who misjudges an approach and smashes into the ground. It's louder than the lessons life graciously hands out to those willing to step into the belly of the beast. Silence is loud. So go scream your truth unto the world. Go make your mark. No, not for vanity, but because of the same question previously alluded to. Why not? As far as I'm concerned, odds don't dictate reality as much as they shape perspective. You shouldn't be here. The statistical likelihood is just too small. Your existence has attached to it almost impossible odds, yet here you are. And you have the audacity, given this info, to sit there in silence. You're delusional, selfish, wasteful enough to not go, to not try, to not unpack the gift at your feet and make your way into the world. My friend, your silence screams. So go. Leave in your wake a trail of courage that screams louder. Leave behind you a message to the world that you weren't given much time. No, not much time at all. But you were given enough time. Your snapshot in the movie of eternity, your verse in the great play of life, your chapter in the book of existence, it will read like the miracle that it is. Oh, miracle. That's a big word. That's a lot of pressure. But no, it's not about the magnitude of your decision making. It's about walking through those little doors in life that terrify you. It's about saying yes to those opportunities that put knots in your stomach and cause your hands to shake. It's about sharing your voice, delivering your thoughts, even when you don't know how they'll be received. It's walking the path you know in your soul you need to be walking. The silence is deafening. So speak into that void, make something you can call your own, chip away at the marble until what's precious remains. So be louder than the dissenting voices. Be louder than the ticking clocks. Be louder than the setting sun. Be so loud that even if, for a brief, single moment in time, the world knew you were here. I can't be perfect, but I can be brave enough to begin. I won't always know the way, but I can take the next step anyway. I won't be for everyone, but I can love myself enough that it doesn't shake me. Not every chapter will end the way I anticipated, but I can carry the lesson forward stronger than before. I'll lose people that I love, but I can honor them by living a life they'd be proud of. I will stumble, I'll fall, I will break, but I can rebuild with stronger hands and a wiser heart. I'll be misunderstood, but I can speak my truth anyway. There'll be chapters I'd rather not read aloud, but they're still mine, and I own every word. There will be dreams that drift away, but new ones will rise with the dawn. Not every road will lead to glory, but every step shapes who I become. Not every plan will unfold perfectly, but each detour will reveal exactly what I need. Sometimes the night will feel long, but I can be the spark that brings morning. Sometimes doubt will scream, but I can whisper back, I'm still here. I can't promise forever, but I can give this moment all I have. I cannot control the winds, but I can adjust my sails and carry on. Because life was never about perfection. It's about presence. about meaning. It's about dancing even when the song isn't clear. So I will love loudly, fall gracefully. I will rise boldly and choose again and again and again to live fully. And when it's all said and done, when the curtain falls and the lights dim, let them say that I lived with heart, that I didn't run from the storm, that I stood up and attacked its center, that I became the thunder. This is an ode to life, not because it's easy, not because every step made sense, but because it's mine. Because I chose to keep going when I could have turned back. Because I learned to find meaning even in the cracks and the chaos. Because I dared to show up imperfect, uncertain, but unbreakable. This life with its twists, its turns, its storms, and its stars is mine. Every scar, every triumph, every whisper of hope has culminated into this single moment, this beautiful life. And I won't let it slip away. Younger me, I need you to remember that. I need you to ask yourself that question. What if everything worked out? What if it went exactly how you wanted it to go? Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Dear younger me, it's been a while. And over the course of these last 7 years, there's been highs, there's been lows, there's been ups and downs. There's been moments of happiness and contentment and pure bliss. There's also been periods of loneliness and confusion and despair. Life is a roller coaster ride. But this ride teaches you something. Teaches you lessons that, in my mind, they make up the difference between existing and truly living, between giving some of yourself to the world and giving all of yourself to the world. And so, younger me, what I want to do is share a few lessons that I've picked up since the last time we talked that I think you need, I think can be the difference in your journey. If you implement them, they will matter. They will differentiate you. So, take a breath, sit down, and listen to this letter addressed to you. First things first is believe in yourself. And I know, it's easier said than done. But younger me, it is everything. Because here's the deal. Sometimes life feels like this, like chaos. It doesn't quite make sense. You have a vision of something beautiful and meaningful and worthwhile, but you look to your left and you look to your right and you see nothing but chaos, and that's hard. There's no one that's going to tell you that you're on track. There's no one that's going to put their arm around you and tell you your dream is real and it's amazing and it's happening. There's no one that will be able to see it the way you can, and that's a lot of weight. But younger me, I need you to remember, nothing makes sense until it's real, and nothing becomes real until you build it. That means every step through the chaos and the destruction and the turbulence, it matters. It's building, it's accruing. You're bringing it to life. And someday those very same people who told you it didn't make sense will get it. And they'll come up to you and they'll thank you for your dedication and your effort. And they'll ask you, hey, show me, how can I build something like this? And you'll smile and say, well, it starts with standing in a broken house, in a construction zone. It starts with pouring yourself into something that looks so broken, it's laughable from the outside. Younger me, if you have that kind of conviction and that kind of self-belief, there's nothing you can't do. Younger me, second thing I want to tell you is that life is messy. If you take flight, that means there will be crash landings. There will be turbulence. There will be times where things feel shaky, but younger me, that's the name of the game. I used to think there were people out there and they had the answers and they had it right and they knew what they were doing. As time went by, younger me, I learned a few things. First, absolutely no one on earth has any idea what they're doing. And number two, there is no right way to do anything. And you might hear that and be overwhelmed. No, younger me, that's the magic. Life is not about following a formula or passing a test. It's about pushing yourself off into the world and making something of it. It's exploring. It's being a child walking around a living room and using the instruments in your proximity to bang things, to make noises, to express yourself, to create beauty. There is no right way. And you'll be tempted, younger me. You'll look around and you'll see someone who did something and think, well, I need to be like that. You'll see someone who succeeded at X, Y, and Z and think, well, I need to follow their blueprint. Younger me, that is the path. To be a B version of somebody else. To be yourself, you have to treat the world like it is a canvas, and you are a painter about to paint the most beautiful thing imaginable. I'm asking, younger me, that you be one of the people with the courage to pick up the brush and paint, to try things, to go into a world that is unknown and uncertain and scary and push boundaries. Because you'll fall, but when you get back up and you shake off your hands and brush off your knees, you'll find magic that would otherwise have gone untapped. I know it can hurt, and I know it can be stressful, and I know it can be overwhelming. But that's not a bug, younger me, that's a feature. That's what it's all about. Ride that uncertainty to something meaningful. Next, we have enjoy the present moment. We're future-oriented, and that can be good. It's good to be ambitious. It's good to want things. It's good to push yourself into difficult situations to grow. But younger me, all we'll have ever is the present moment. In fact, I heard a quote recently where someone said, you could spend the next 20 years accumulating wealth, millions, dedicate your entire self to creating this world where you have everything you've ever wanted. But at the end of 20 years, you will absolutely, no doubt, give it all back to be where you are now. There's nothing more precious than time, younger me. And it's easy to never look around, to never look at the ground at your feet. There's beauty in the mundane things, the things we take for granted, the things we don't understand their value until they leave our lives. Their absence lets us know that, hey, that did mean something to me. And younger me, what I'm proposing is that you find gratitude and appreciation for those things before they're gone. That you really cherish them while they're here. Because younger me, if you're always looking ahead, there will always be a hole in your heart. If you're always looking ahead, fulfillment will be nothing more than a mirage. So younger me, smile and enjoy this ride. Younger me, this one's controversial. I've ebbed back and forth, I've, to and fro here, but this matters. Younger me, follow your passion. And I'll tell you what, there's a contrarian argument that says, don't worry about your passion, do what you're good at, become skilled in something and learn to love it. And I get it, I understand it. Pragmatically, that makes sense. But younger me, if you want to create from the heart, it's a little bit different. And I'm a believer, younger me, that the things that change the world do come from the heart. There's a sense of curiosity and purpose and excitement. The reason that matters is because doing hard things rocks you to your core. It can break you. It tears you down. And you have to repeatedly build yourself back up. And younger me, if there's no love there, if there's no passion there, what's the incentive? Younger me, I think you can change the world. That's not semantics. It's not conjecture. I believe that you can, which means, younger me, you better care about the path that you're walking. It means when you move into the storm, you better believe in that sun on the other side. Otherwise, younger me, the off-ramps become too appealing. It becomes too easy to want to turn around, to take shelter, to go in and wait until the rain stops. Younger me, I think your mission is different. I think what you're about to do means more. So younger me, they might laugh and scoff at the idea that passion runs the world, but I think the things that matter are born from passion. Younger me, if you don't know this by now, I'm going to reiterate for you. Fear. Fear, that thing that stops us dead in our tracks. When our hands shake, younger me, it's easy to see that as a stop sign, as something wrong. But I want to remind you that that friction is what separates where you currently are from where you can be. Everything of value came through fear of being unknown and unsure. Every feeling of bliss was separated by a wall of uncertainty, of what ifs, of, hey, this could go wrong. This could be terrible for me. This could be the worst decision I've ever made. And theoretically, younger me, that's not wrong. But what if everything went right? Younger me, I need you to remember that. I need you to ask yourself that question. What if everything worked out? What if it went exactly how you wanted it to go? You can play defense your whole life. You can live scared. You can run away from the worst case. Or you can step into something and chase the best case. A lot of people don't follow through on what they can be. Not because the world chained them down, younger me, but because they chained themselves down. They took themselves out of a game with 1 second on the clock, down by 1. Not you. Younger me, when you're afraid, understand it, feel it, embrace it, but just know that it's not going to keep you where you are. It's something you're going to have to smile as you walk past and move on to better things. Younger me, this one's simple, but again, we come to this rule: the simple things are not the easy things. Here's the deal, younger me, you can always aim higher than where you're aiming. Always. There's an old rule in special operations that says when you think you're done, you're only at 40% capacity. Younger me, I heard that and I applied it to every aspect of life. We stop long before we are done. So younger me, aim high. There's a quote by Thoreau. He says, if you've built your castles in the air, good. Your work need not be lost. Now put the foundations under them. Younger me, the ones who aim high, the ones who dream big, at least give themselves a chance. You can always do more. You can always be more. And yeah, enjoy yourself. Love the process. Have fun on the ride. but inject meaning into it. A lot of people stop short. Again, younger me, don't be a lot of people. Point at the mountaintop. Number 7, younger me, don't hold on too long. There are people in our lives that don't serve us, that don't make our world better. They don't add, they take away. And younger me, it's okay to respectfully put up boundaries and let those people go. It doesn't even mean that they're awful people. It doesn't mean that in some way they didn't add value, because every encounter and interaction technically does. But younger me, it's as simple as some people are not forever people. And the sooner you understand that, the freer you are. The weights leave your ankles. The same way, younger me, that just because you've always done something doesn't mean you have to do it. Just because something's been in your life or a part of who you are since you can remember, it doesn't need to stay there. Freeing yourself from the things that are not conducive to where you're going, younger me, means so much more than what you can pick up and acquire. Most of the time, our struggles come from not lack. They come from carrying around things that we don't need. And so, younger me, this is a call for you to have the courage to, when you look to your left and look to your right and see things that don't fit in the picture, that don't lift you up or push you forward, to smile, appreciate the existence of what surrounds you, but to let it go. Younger me, for the finale, I'm going to leave you with a big one. Might not be what you think. It's not rah-rah. It's not go get 'em. It's not step up, son. Younger me, it's be patient with yourself. Understand that to demand perfection is a fool's errand. Because life is an experiment. And to experiment requires risk. It's trial and error. It's a game of making mistakes so that you can learn from mistakes. If you're scared to fail and break things, you'll never get that experience and that progress. You'll never get the instruments or the pieces required to build that which is meaningful. Younger me, every single one of these lessons that I'm explaining to you, every single one of these points I've had to learn in different contexts over and over again. And guess what? As soon as I put down this mic and I go about my life, I'll have to learn them again and again. Because the world changes around us. We adapt. We grow with it. Younger me, give yourself the grace to move with that current. To not be broken when things are hard or challenging, but to understand that you're doing the best you can. Understand that you're the type of person who tries things, therefore falls, but always gets back up. Love yourself enough, younger me, to give you that gift. If you're not patient with yourself, if you don't protect yourself, if you don't love yourself, no one else is going to do it for you. So younger me, I hope you remember that turbulence is not the end of the world. In fact, statistically, no plane has ever crashed due to turbulence. It is the nature of flight, and you can endure. You will endure. Our grandfather said when we were younger, you are always stronger than you think you are. Life may be great. It may be difficult. You may be in that valley in between. Wherever you are, understand that 1, you belong where you are, and 2, you're strong enough to endure. If you remember those things, younger me, the sky is the limit. And we meet again 7 years from now. You'll see, you'll understand, you'll get it. We'll be in a different place, different thoughts, different ideas to share. maybe the same ideas in different contexts, but we'll have done so knowing that we lived authentically with our heart and we did everything we could to step into the world with courage.